City of Stevens Point Board of Public Works meeting, recorded Monday, February 11, 2019.
At 6 o'clock, we will call the regular Board of Public Works meeting to order. Can we get a roll call, please?
Sure, Mayor Wiesa.
Here.
Mary Kneebone. Here. Corey Laddick.
Here.
Jeremy Slowinski.
Here.
Sean Morrow. See, Tori Jennings.
Here.
And Mary McComb. Here.
Okay, we have a quorum, so we will continue. First action item is to accept the director's report and place it on file. Director, do you have anything to add to your report?
I have a few things, yes. I guess, had several people inquire in regards to Stanley Street if there was more to report on that. And I guess there are a couple of things, just very briefly here, just to let everybody know, we're still trying to figure out exactly what the actual project will be as far as quantities, but people had asked what the costs are. I just put it right here. We're estimating the cost for paint and labor to do that internally now that we have the equipment of a little over $3,000. So to give people an idea what it is, that, about $3,000.
Plus the
Versus-
cost of equipment.
Well,
And
yeah.
that doesn't include the equipment or the cost of gas and stuff like that, but the actual labor cost and the cost of the materials to put down on the ground will be about that. So there'll be a little bit more cost that we'll refine as we get close to it.
What was the cost of the equipment again?
Cost of the equipment, it was, I want to say $47,000
And then
for the equipment, and for the striper, and it was about $7,000, I think, just over $7,000 for the scarifier.
And that included training on the painting machine, correct?
Correct,
That we'll be doing in spring?
yes.
Okay.
So, as well as was asked related to that, having the striper, what it looks that we would be able to do with that. And we're estimating, just conservatively, an annual savings of about $12,000 a year versus contracting out to do that. So it won't take very many years to pay off that piece of equipment. So, in addition to that, just a reminder, we had to cancel the first time. Whiting Avenue PIM is tomorrow at Rookies. We're going to try to hold that with the weather, identifying if people can't make it, if they want to just call the office. Let us know. We can make a last-minute request, but otherwise we'll definitely address anyone's questions if they can't make it due to the weather. But we're going to try to move forward with that, just to get residents' comments and stuff back, so we can try to get that onto the street here in a good bidding environment. And lastly, for all those roadway improvements, as well as the concrete work that we're otherwise doing, I forgot to include in here is that the preliminary resolution for the special assessments will be coming forward this month, just to let everyone know that that'll be on the council
Lovely.
agenda. So, that's all I had to add.
Okay, just one other comment too, because having the striping equipment is going to save us money in the long run. We're going to be able to do things that we had traditionally been contracting out to do. That does, however, mean that because we're not adding any additional staff, some things are going to get pushed aside. So we're going to do the best we can with the staff that we have to make sure everything gets done to the best of our ability, all the time, as usual.
Exactly.
All right, any comments on the director's report?
I have a question.
Sure.
Just before I came over, I was on Facebook and I saw some questions about the snow plowing. And most people are saying, big thumbs up to our snowplow drivers. But some people are saying that they think the snowplows are going too fast.
They're wrong.
On West Clark Street. Well,
Well, we've got GPS, so.
Yeah, so anyhow, if you could, and then they complain about the snow covering the sidewalks.
Yep.
And if you could,
Right.
I don't mean to put you on
Sure.
the spot. but-
Yeah, I can't speak to any specific instances, but, generally speaking, especially with the snowfall we're anticipating to come, here over the next, 24, 36 hours, and how much snow falls between the time the plow truck comes there, it's important that a truck actually maintains a certain amount of speed just to ensure that they can move the road. Otherwise, the truck starts to go slow enough, it'll come just to a stall just like any other vehicle. So you do that. Plus, as the banks otherwise grow taller and we need to try to get things up there, we are actually trying to get the snow up on top of that as much as we can so that we're not encroaching the street. We're trying to keep the, curb to curb as best we can to try to keep the areas open with the catch basins and stuff so that it's not a problem in the springtime, when you get the thawing and freezing, and then they plug up and they're hard to locate. So we do need a certain amount of speed to do that, and we do realize that that does cause the snow to go up and over, but quite honestly, that's exactly what we need to happen in order to ensure that we're clearing off the streets the best we can.
Okay.
So there's a balance there.
Thank you, thank you.
Any other comments? Alder?
Kathy Dugan Alder for District 9. I had a couple of questions from a constituent about snow plowing, which we're seeing a lot these days. One was that he thought picking was about in order now, that there were some places that were so high at intersections. And
We do pick when we have time.
Yeah.
First and foremost, our regular jobs and the plowing, keeping those
I know.
roads safe, and then we have a pick route. That information on the snow plan is available on our city website at stevenspoint.com for anyone who needs to know.
That's right, I told him that, all that.
Perfect.
But he also was concerned about being one of the last streets that gets plowed, and I explained to him that it might help that someday we had a few more crew members. Am I accurate there?
We could, but then we need more plows.
Well, that would be good too, huh?
Sure.
We have more and more city streets, it seems, that we're collecting and, gathering, and then so I suppose we need perhaps another plow and a couple more people to drive it, so. In the
Or
future, huh?
Just no snow.
Well, that's not going to happen.
No, probably doesn't happen. But we have A, B, and C routes. The A's are the primary routes, your arterials. Your B routes are the secondary streets, and then the C routes are basically everything else. So the plow route that we have, if you go to stevenspoint.com and look at the snow plan, you'll see that nobody in the city has more than a couple of blocks to get to one of those B routes for a clear road. It's winter in Wisconsin, and we choose to live here. We see this every year. It's frustrating for all of us, especially the plow drivers who have to go home and shovel their own driveways out afterwards. So I ask for everybody's patience and understanding in that regard. If there is a complaint and you think that the plow drivers are going by faster than the posted speed limit, give us a call, give us a time and your location. We can look it up, we can check, and if that's happening, we'll address it. But to date, I have not seen anyone that has been exceeding the speed limit. Okay, any other questions for the director? Alder Selinsky,
I'll move to accept the director's report and place it on file.
thank you. Do we have a second? We'll give the second to Alder McComb. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is approved. Item number 2 is to award the 2019 bituminous patching project 19-02 to American Asphalt in an amount not to exceed $89,013.34. Director?
Every year, this is the patching typically done for utilities, every time when they do a cut for a manhole adjustment and, or something like that. This came in a little bit higher than it did last year. I think last year was a struggle. We had a lot of smaller patches, a lot of mobilization for them. I think they've really just adjusted that based upon what the experience has been for them. So this is what we have to present to you.
Okay. Comments or questions for the director? Alder Selinsky.
So you're saying that it came in higher, are we still within budget?
Yeah, this isn't otherwise outside of the realm of reasonable.
Okay.
But it's just a little bit higher than it was, last year if you compared it to last year's cost.
All right.
Comments from the audience? Okay, bring it back to the committee. Alder Kneebone?
I would move to award the 2019 bituminous patching project number 19-02 to American Asphalt in the amount not to exceed $89,013.34.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second by Alderperson McComb. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that is awarded. Item number 3 is to award the 2019 curb gutter and sidewalk project 19-05 to Robleski Concrete in an amount not to exceed $49,514.98. Director.
As you can see from the bid tabulation, we did get some good responses back on this. Bid tabs for contractors. Robleski, which, is pretty much, I don't know how long they've had this, long before I've been here. This contract, they're just hard to beat. So we're very familiar with them and feel that they'll do a good job.
Okay. Trish, you want to make note in the record that Alderperson Morrow is not here? He was standing in the back. Alder Selinsky.
I will move to award the 2019 curb and gutter and sidewalk project to Wableski Concrete in the amount not to exceed $49,514.98.
Perfect. We have a second. Second by Alderperson McComb. Discussion? Comments from the audience? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that is approved. Item number 4 is to award the 2019 Sidewalk Continuation Project, 19-08, to Robleski Concrete in an amount not to exceed $131,160.95. Director?
Again, we had a real good turnout for this. There were 7 contractors for this. I think we put together a really good project for this. I think it was about the right size for many people to grab some interest. Not too small, not too big. So we had a lot of people interested in it. We got some very competitive prices, but once again, Robleski is just hard to beat. They know exactly what we're looking for, and they price it, accordingly. They're local, so again, we present that to you.
Alder Jennings?
I was just going to move to approve the 2019 sidewalk continuation project.
Thank you. And that is to Robleski Concrete in an amount not to exceed $131,160.95. Okay? And any?
Second.
Yep, got that already. Any comments from the audience? Comments from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is approved then, and we stand adjourned at 6:11.